efficace.
Hello, you're watching RTD's English News Edition, the top stories. The head of state has participated this morning in the exhibition of the artist Mr. Rifqi. In South Sudan, beginning of the ceasefire. Thank you for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, along with the First Lady Khadra Mohammed Haid, honored today Sunday with her presence the 5th exhibition of the artist Djibouti Rifqi Abdul Qadir Bamakrama. Let's watch this video.
The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, accompanied by the First Lady Mrs. Khadra Mohammed Haid, honored today with their presence the 5th exhibition of the Djiboutian painter Rafiq Abdul Qadir Bamakrama, former Minister of Youth and Sport. The members of the government, including the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil and the Minister of Culture, several parliamentarians, diplomats, personalities from the Djibouti's Artist and Intellectual Committee, as well as a large public, took part in this opening exhibition. During this 5th opening, which took place at the People's Palace, the painter presented to the public about 20 paintings of his creation. Each of those themes, each of those topics having a different meaning. Some of those exhibitions are the preservation of the peace, the tectonic movement of the earth splat, the assault rift, and the seismic risks, and so on.
In an interview, Mr. Rifqi Abdul Qadir Bamakrama thanked the President and the First Lady for participating in the opening of his exhibition, which will last until 27 December in the Palace. He also thanked all the members of the government, including the First and the art lovers present at the ceremony. He said, "I am delighted that under the auspices of our President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, our country has embarked on an ambitious process of developing its artistic and intellectual creativity," said Mr. Rifqi Abdul Qadir during a meeting with press briefing conducted with the national media. Mr. Rifqi welcomed the strong participation of Djiboutian officials in the 5th exhibition of paintings of his creation. This grace is an encouragement for me, he said, as well as for young aspiring painters, he estimates. In the field of art, the prospects are good. The relief is assured with the young forms to Ida, which he took in hand of several months. And the Minister of Culture, Mumin Hassan Barre, who participated in the exhibition of the painter Rifqi Abdul Qadir, congratulated the great Djiboutian artist, well known for his canvas creations. He said that all his exhibitions are regular every year, and this is an event which saw the participation of the President and the First Lady, closing a very rich artistic year. A great inspiration and a great talent are visible, he said, through the paintings of Mr. Rifqi. The visitors are carried away by the beauty and the colors of his exposed works. It is a pleasure to discover these paintings, as added the Minister of Culture, Mumin Hassan Barrain. The great painter is also a model of young Djiboutian painters of the young generation. Meeting again for a fourth meeting this Sunday, 24, under the chairmanship of the Honorable Sharmaki Musa Array, the Committee on Finance, the Economy, and the enlarged plan to the Commission for Social Development and Protection of the Environment continued its examination of the draft law on the state budget for the year 2018. In addition, the Finance Committee, in accordance with the pre-established program. Let's watch this video.
Meeting again for the first meeting this Sunday, December 24, 2017, under the chairmanship of the Honorable Sharmake Mohammed Harre, Committee on Finance, Economy and Expenditure Plan to the Committee for the Social Development and Protection of the Environment continues its examination on the drastic law on the state budget for the year of 2018. The Finance Committee, in accordance with the program, continues its hearings of the members of the government, the Minister of Health, Jama Almi, the Minister of Youth and Sport, Hassan Mohammed, the Minister of Education, Mustafa Mohammed, as well as the Minister of Interior, Hassan Umar, were submitted for a hearing during this work session. The government has put in place a drastic policy of rationalization public spending. Resources were redirected to the social sector and priorities action. After a brief review of the start of funding for the multiple projects implemented, the parliamentarians looked at the budget planning for the upcoming year. Indeed, the Honorable Deputy have interviewed each representative of the executive on their roadmap. Among the other things, the favorite activities and the relevance of the future actions. The work of the Committee of Finance of the budget initiated for the state in its exercise on 2018 will continue on the upcoming Monday, 25 December 2017.
A ceremony marking the end of a training cycle on the long-term maintenance and periodic maintenance of the two patrol boats P-05, P-06, provided by Japanese experts for the benefit of naval crews of the Djiboutian Coast Guards, was held at the Director General of the Administration, located at the stop under the aegis of Colonel Wais Mubokore, Commander of the Coast Guards. The purpose of the training, which was to preserve two patrols and the techniques of their auspices, was to strengthen the knowledge and skills of the staff of the institution. During his address, Colonel Waisimur Bokore recalled the permanent support of the people and government of Japan for the Coast Guard's institution since its creation. He also expressed his deep gratitude to Japan for their continued efforts alongside the Republic of Djibouti to strengthen the operational capabilities of the Djiboutian Coast Guard. On last Friday, the Community Center of Neighborhood 3 hosted the opening of a youth mobilization and awareness workshop by the National Committee in charge of the preparation for the National Youth Dialogue or Head State. Interactive exchanges between youth and the organizing committee, composed of several senior officials of the State Secretary for Youth and Sports and other ministerial departments, focused on options and variants as well as relevant issues to raise at this upcoming National Conference for Youth. In fact, it was for the organizing committee to guide young people on the reflections, allowing to lay the foundations of dynamics likely to promote the blooming of youth in a framework of global national development. In this opportunity, we regret to announce you the death of Ibrahim Omar Haji, said Adawe Dere, former poor employee, died last night after a long illness. The deceased left 7 children and a wife. The TV broadcasting in Djibouti expresses deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. On the news outside of our borders, a ceasefire between South Sudan warring parties will begin at midnight on Sunday, its latest bid to end the devastating 4-year war. Government and several armed groups signed a ceasefire deal on Thursday during peace negotiations in Addis Ababa to begin on 24 December. The agreement says all forces should immediately freeze in their locations, halt actions that could head to confrontation, and release political detainees as well as abducted women and children. Riek Machar, the former vice president who's linked up with President Salva Kiir, started the conflict in December 2013, has ordered his rebel force to cease all hostilities. In a statement released on Friday, he said all forces should remain in their bases and to act only in self-defense or against any aggression. South Sudan leaders fought for decades for independence, but after achieving in 2011, the power struggle between Kiir and Machar led to all-out civil war 2 years later. And that's all for tonight's news. Thank you for joining us on RTD and have a good night.